Oh, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. So in Colorado, of course, I'm the only one reporting this because the media is that gone. This is my Rocky Flats badge. That's a real Rocky Flats badge. And so, you know, Rocky Flats is right there where the fires is at. If you don't know what Rocky Flats is, you need to get to work. And if you live in Boulder, Colorado, and you don't know what Rocky Flats is, then it's like I was talking to a guy that's worked at the fish market at the counter at Smith's in South Ogden, Utah for 15 years, and he told me, I got to tell you, I didn't know this salmon lived in the Pacific Ocean. Chinook wins, Chinook wins, Chinook wins. As Kevin Black just said it for years, standing on the Pacific Ocean. First came the god of salmon. You don't think the Pacific Ocean is connected to Boulder, Colorado, and Diablo Canyon? It's an ecology. You know, the left's going to tell you to go get another jab. The right's going to go tell you to rake up the forest. But the reality of the situation is our ecology is in perils. This acute collapse in the last 10 years. It's unbelievable. This is scary shit. And if you don't know what Rocky Flats is, Google it. It's a super site. Nuclear waste, nuclear waste, nuclear waste all over your place. These fires are burning right there. These are called Chinook winds. This is about as intense as I've ever heard of them. And I know it. Wow. As the Chinook salmon collapse in the Pacific Ocean, the Chinook winds blow. Scary shit. My heart goes out to everybody there. I mean, anything that I can do, I'll do. And I want to show you something. You don't think the Pacific Ocean, jet stream moves left to right, Fukushima, Japan is connected. I got this on the beach in Pacific, not Pacific Grove, PB, Pacific Beach, California. Washed up. With some Fukushima debris washed up that day too. Japanese debris washed up on the beach there that day. I talked to a guy who I know, I showed him the helmet, whatever, who has been in Fukushima, in the nuclear industry. I said, well, do you think it is from a worker there? He says, yep. We know, I will quote the fish cop when I was walking the entire coast of California dying of cancer. I never seen the Pacific Ocean so healthy, he told me. This is in 2015. I've been walking for off and on for 2-3 years by then. And I'm like, you need to get the fuck out of your truck. He says, well, you know, Kevin, and I gave him one of my Pacific Genocide bumper stickers. He says, I do pick up a lot of Fukushima debris. I says, yeah, they have the operatives come in here at 4 o'clock in the morning in black freaking, it was a military, and they clean up the beaches up and down the California in 2013, 14, 15. Every morning, 4 o'clock, I was walking, I was sleeping in a sleep bag, I watched it. This is scary shit. Let's see what this badge number is. 8669. Maybe that's where I'll tag this. That's a real Rocky Flats worker badge. If you don't know about Rocky Flats, you don't know about Chinook winds, you don't know about the jet stream, you don't know that the jet stream moves left to right, you don't know that ocean currents, you don't know about the California current or the Japanese current. Just remember this. A bridge at Gold Beach, California, right where the Chinook come home, washed up. An entire bridge, a giant overpass on the beach at Gold Beach, California, Gold Beach, Oregon, on day 6, on March 18th, the day after Barack Obama and crew were flown to South America. St. Patrick's Day, the greatest lie that was ever told. Barack Obama in the Rose Garden. I'll never promise you a rose garden. I beg your pardon. He says, the plume is coming over us now. Scientists tell us that it's not harmful. It's okay, everything's fine, but I will keep you abreast. I will let you know what I know. He never mentioned Fukushima again. He flew, that's an unarguable fact, right after the speech, he was flown to South America. His family was already there, you know, with Jeff Ramel, the CEO of General Electric. Wasn't that who did Rocky Flats? Yeah, nuclear energy is clean green. They'll be shutting off the reactors in Germany tonight. It'll be 4 o'clock here in Rocky Mountain. I live in the Rocky Mountains, and it's snowing here. These fires are heartbreaking. Rocky Mountain High! Oh, no. What's that movie? Dumb and Dumber, filmed in Ogden, Utah in the Rocky Mountains. My hand's in that movie, in Dante's. Butch, my old partner. That was his bar that was filmed in Dante's Inferno. That John Denver's full of shit. Isn't that what Lloyd Christmas said? No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He was killed at Pacific. I was just talking about PG. He was killed there in his plane. Heartbreaking. All hands on deck. All hands at these. It's unbelievable. I was just doing some work this morning on the Chinook wind events in that area, in Boulder. Historically, I'll try to post a link. There's some historical stuff out there on really bad ones in 1967. You know, we had these arguments when they were moving this stuff there as a young activist. How can you predict weather patterns in the future and this extremism and everything's okay, just like the pads of San Onofre, Diablo Canyon? It's the freaking flaw of the nuclear energy industry. That's how, you know, you set these models on this set of circumstances and they don't evaluate that things radically change. Oh, did they in 2011? I mean, it's like the models we used on Fukushima, Japan. Who would believe there was a 9-point earthquake? I did. Just like, oh, there could never be one of those at Diablo Canyon. Oh, really? Then how come when the earthquake happened in 1962 in Alaska, people were killed in Dana Point, California, right next to San Onofre by the tsunami? TikTok, Diablo Canyon, Rocky Mountain, very sad. What's going on? Where's John Denver when you need him? He was an environmentalist, remember? All hands on deck as the warm Chinook winds blow. They're Chinook because the Chinook collapse on the Pacific Ocean. You'll get this nowhere else. Nowhere else is reporting this. It's a super site. Google it if you don't believe me. It's a nuclear super site. One of the biggest on Earth. Right there. Boulder, Colorado. These fires. Well, when the ranger tells me, Kevin, the sequoias, these fires are different. This is a quote to Kevin Lynch. These fires are different. 4 years ago when I was talking to him, when the simultaneous, which I predicted all this, which is I call plutonium fires. I predicted all this in 2011, going to cause a heat bubble over the western United States. The salmon will collapse. I predicted it all. Play back your tape. Kevin Lynch, son of Cassandra. Nobody believes me.